Question 1 says, the structure of the repository permits efficient discovery of data and metadata by end users. We will go to the Flybase website and look for a way to access the data and metadata in the Flybase repository. Clicking on Downloads, then the Overview tab takes us to a wiki where we can click Accessing Files to get information about how to access data, for example through the web interface or an FTP client. However, there are no individual landing pages for the individual datasets or the metadata. So we'll go back to the evaluation form and click Yes, but, and enter in the URL for the wiki. We can also go to Downloads, Current Release for the web interface to download data. We will enter this URL as well. Question 2 asks, the repository uses a standardized protocol to permit access by users. We will click Yes because the repository is publicly available to anyone online. Question 3 asks, the repository provides contact information for staff to enable users with questions or suggestions to interact with repository experts. If we go to the Help tab, there's a tab to contact Flybase by email. So we'll click Yes and enter in this URL. Question 4 says, tools that can be used to analyze each dataset are listed on the corresponding dataset pages. In the Tools tab, we can click on Tools, Overview, and Help that will lead us to a wiki page that lists the tools to analyze the data. We will click Yes, but, and add that the tools to analyze the data are available via the wiki page, not individual datasets. Question 5 asks, the repository maintains licenses to manage data access and use. If we go to the About tab and citing Flybase, there is a section in the wiki that says Flybase copyright. This lists the terms of use for Flybase. However, a more specific license type could be provided to clarify the exact terms of usage for the resources on the platform. So we will click Yes, but and explain this. Question 6 says, the repository hosts data and metadata according to a set of defined criteria to ensure that the resources provided are consistent with the intent of the repository. Flybase does not appear to have this information, so we will click No. Question 7 says, the repository provides documentation for each resource to permit its complete and accurate citation. Citation information is available in the About tab under Citing Flybase. So we will click Yes and enter in the URL. Question 8 says, a description of the methods used to acquire the data is provided. Going to the About tab under Release Notes, there is a page that describes notes for the particular Flybase release version of the sequence or genome assembly, including methods to acquire the data. So we will enter Yes and enter in the URL. Question 9 says, version information is provided for each resource where available. Version information is available in the release notes of the previous page and not the individual dataset pages. So we'll click Yes and enter in the URL. Now that we have completed the assessment, I will click the Submit button to submit the assessment. The user also has the option to cancel the assessment and return to the digital object list. Upon submitting the FAIR assessment, we can see that the insignia for the digital object was updated to reflect our answers. When hovering over the insignia with the cursor, the user can view the answer for each question, including the average FAIR score and question content. Previous submissions may be reviewed and modified at any time by clicking on the digital object name in this digital object list again, or by clicking on the My Evaluations tab for the project and selecting the digital object out of the list of previously evaluated digital objects for the project. The user is also able to delete previous submissions.